Welcome to Let's Talk on Houston City Beat. I'm Lisbet Newton, and joining me today is my friend Candace Joseph with Joseph Consulting Firm. Candace, thank you so much for joining us here on Let's Talk. I'm really excited about breaking down my questions to you and allowing other people to discover your greatness. For those that don't know you already.
Look, thank you for having me. Look, I am excited about this interview, and I'm definitely excited about the questions because you're a tough journalist. So I'm ready.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm tough. I don't know. I think my questions are really easy, right? I would like to think so. So you, Candace, are known as a CEO. You're a business guru. You're a chaplain. You're a podcaster, a motivational speaker, which I love because the world needs more motivation. And you're an educator, which I find all of those titles absolutely amazing. I love everything that you do out there in the community. Tell us about how you came about to juggle all of these different projects that you do. How do you find the time to be all of these things and you do them so well?
Well, scheduling is one part of it. Um, I barely get any sleep, but it's for the greater good, right? When you talk about juggling projects, I look at it like I'm juggling pieces of my heart. And I like to hear people's journey. I like to go along for their journey. So everything I do is really a labor of love from everything I juggle. It's just one of those things that really excite me. And, I've always been a person, if someone says, hey, I want to do something, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. They said
Yeah.
they need some support. Yeah, okay, how can I show up for you? I really believe in the servant attitude of life. So I try to walk in those steps every day. That's what I saw growing up from my parents, from my family, from my community around me. And as an adult, I said, hey, I'm going to do the same thing too. How can I push everybody forward? So that's what I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I know I've when we met, you were running a red carpet
Mhm.
interviews that you do, and you do them really well. For anyone that's had the pleasure of experiencing that, it's a really great opportunity to share your own message through the interviews that Candace provides. So you love entrepreneurship, right?
I do.
Okay. One of the things that I've seen you mention is that you recommend entrepreneurship for everyone. Could you talk about that? Because I have a different view on that, and I would love to hear your perspective because it actually might change my perspective. I think, in my opinion, I think some people are better off being employees than entrepreneurs because of the amount of grit that it takes to succeed. But I would love to hear your perspective, and hopefully you can help me change my mind on that.
Well, you're right. It does take a lot of grit. It takes a lot of strength to be an entrepreneur, right? I look at it twofold. I look at it from the standpoint of I'm with you. Not everybody needs to be an entrepreneur, but I think it's important that people try entrepreneurship so that they can understand the boss's side of things, right? Because sometimes as bosses, we have to make big, bold decisions. Uh, they may be decisions that may not work for everybody. And we have to take a lot of time. We have to have a lot of knowledge. We have to have a lot of resources. I think everybody should get into entrepreneurship because, for one, it teaches strategy, it teaches marketing, it teaches people how to sell. It helps people become better conversationalists. And it also strengthens the soft skills that we have and also the critical thinking skills that we have. So I look at it from even if you don't have your own thing that you want to do, say you want to go into something that's like affiliated marketing or multi-level marketing. Those are things that come with a plan, they come with a script, and you jump right in. Even with from that standpoint, I think it will put people in a little bit more of a perspective of what it takes to be an entrepreneur, but also can teach them some things that can really elevate them on any playing field that they decide to go into. If it's corporate, if it's government, if it's education, if it's not the entrepreneurship lane, no matter what lane, I think starting out in any type of entrepreneurship, anything will really help you grow as a person. You learn those skills. You learn about the side of human resources that maybe as an employee you didn't know. but now you're the boss. So now you got to know about the labor laws. You got to know about um, the workforce commissions. You have to know about the OSHA regulations. So I look at it from that standpoint as well. I think that if everybody did a little bit of entrepreneurship, it'll go a long way. But it also will help people have more appreciation for the small businesses. Of course, we got the macro businesses, but we have to give appreciation to the small and really small or even micro businesses that are really out there, that are really pushing forward and providing services and products for the bigger chains that we all shop at. So I think that if everybody touches entrepreneurship, it'll really help us grow as a society, and it kind of helps you tap into yourself a little bit.
You know what? You have successfully changed my perspective. I agree with you 100%. Everyone should have the experience of being an entrepreneur because it'll make it'll make the world around you look more real
Yeah.
with what people have to deal with on a regular basis. That is definitely true. So I I caught something that you said, and I want to dive into that a little bit, which wasn't on the original plan of what I was going to ask you.
No problem.
Multi-level marketing,
Yeah.
multi-level marketing, network marketing, multi-level marketing, direct sales, whatever you call it. It has a bad rap. Why do you think that is?
I think it has a bad rep because when you look at multi-level marketing, people think that the person who's at the top, the person at the bottom, can never catch up to that success or that financial goal line, right? And in some cases, that may be true, depending on the product, depending on how well you sell. It just depends on a lot of factors, right? But I think it's something that everybody should try at least once. And the reason why I say that is because, when you invest your money into something in a business, which we all do as business owners, whether we come up with the idea ourselves or is something like that, like network marketing, direct sales, you're going to invest your money into it. And when you invest your money into it, you're going to pay a little bit more attention about where every dime goes. But I think multi-level marketing also teaches about pricing as well. It teaches about pricing. It also is a good teacher of how to find the profit margin and also how to get that great equation, the return on your investment. So that's the reason why I say I think everybody should touch some type of entrepreneurship, even in that way. And then at the same time, it's one of those things where it's a system. You have to, in any job or any entrepreneurship lane that you create, you have to have a system. You have to have a back office. You have to know how to, talk to your customers. It gives you customer service skills. I just think that all of that kind of wraps into it. And I think that it shouldn't get a bad rap. It's not for everyone. People are really successful in that lane. But I think it's all about your approach and, all about how you go in and how you look at your investment and how you want to work it.
Yeah, that is definitely true. And
Mhm.
while not every network marketing opportunity is equal, some companies are really bad to work with, but
That's true.
that's no different than some businesses out there that are your traditional model are horrible to work with. They might cheat their salespeople out of money. They might do things in the marketplace that are unethical, whatever you want to call it. Those types of things happen in any industry, in any space out there. But
Mhm.
unfortunately, network marketing has gotten that bad rap. So I appreciate your perspective on that as well. Tell me about success. I know that success means a lot of different things to everyone. Everyone has a different perspective on that. What do you, when you coach your clients, what do you try to hone in terms of helping them define what success means to them?
Well, I ask about their goal line, right? Like, what's your end goal for this business? Is it if it's money, we have to make a strategy for money. Is it resources? Is it creating community impact? It's a tough question to ask too. Like, what does success look like to you? Because, like you said, it's different for everybody. So with me, I tell people we have to be realistic too. We have to look at your drive in this business. We have to look at your passion in this business because you're gonna need both, and then you have to add your knowledge onto it. in order to be successful. So it really just kind of depends on their mindset. But I kind of take them through this exercise where I teach them how to break free, right? And when you break free, you have to kind of empty your head, just empty it out, right? You have to let go of past triggers. You have to let go of past errors, past mistakes, and you have to get to a place of forgiveness within yourself. Because if you don't do that, between everything that went right or wrong in your life, you're not going to see the success on the business side for yourself. So you have to go through those paces. So I mean, it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. And I tell entrepreneurs all the time, you have to give yourself grace, and you have to know what that looks like for you, because even grace looks different for everyone as well. But success, it can be easy. It's all about how you want to do it. If you just want your sales to be 10% more than they were last month, how can we do that? Let's strategize and get that done. And I tell them success is really up to you and how you see fit for it to look like.
And that goes into our next question. You are a chaplain, and I know that through through your work, you've done a lot of things within the community as a community advocate. You also work as a political strategist, and what you just mentioned about a business owner forgiving themselves in order to break free of the things that have held them back in the past. How does your work as a chaplain allow you to influence those people in seeking that forgiveness for themselves and for others? Because part of that is you're looking at the people that did you wrong up until now, and you have to be willing to forgive them and also forgive yourself. And then how does that carry over into your work as a political strategist and the things that you do within the community?
Truthfully, I can honestly tell you, I don't really harp on the title as chaplain as much. And the reason why is because sometimes people get kind of bogged down in the word of that. I just think about faith and love and peace, right? So any conversation I have with someone is all about bringing the peace. That's what my firm is about. We're about bringing the peace to the business. But how can we do that? We have to show, faith, right? We have to teach faith sometimes too to an entrepreneur, because they may have a great idea, but don't think that they have the wisdom or the strength to carry it off. And it's really, it can be really bogging on them. So when you talk about faith and you talk about love, we have to show people that there is someone out there that will love your product and that will love your service. We just have to get to that point. When it comes to working with political people, it's the same thing. I just go in and talk about the love, the strength. What do they want to do about community? How has their faith and whatever religion it may be, or anything, any faith program that they follow, how does that affect your life? How does it affect your business? Do you put pieces of that within what you do and how you serve? So it's just all about, putting those things in place. But I have to say, it's kind of cool to, get to help people that most people don't look at. People that most people probably wouldn't invite them into their offices, and wouldn't look at them twice to say, yeah, I could come help you for your event. I love that, because I'm always rooting for the underdog, right? And it's
Yeah.
just one of the things I do. But you have to have faith in yourself to make anything work. So I always talk about faith, love, peace, knowledge, and strength. That's just what I do.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I know that you're doing a lot of work within the educational sector. I would love for you to share with us about that, what you're doing there, what your plans are in the future to see that space grow for you.
Wow. It's one of those things when you get a phone call and someone says, hey, there's a school near you, near your home, and they're looking for an audio visual production teacher. And I was like, okay. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, well, send me information. You want me to help you look for someone? You want me to help pass it on? And they were like, no, I'm talking about you applying. And I was like, huh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I looked at it. I said, okay, it's high school. And I had to really think on it before I even applied. And I thought about it. One of the reasons why I am the way that I am is because of the same audiovisual class I took in high school. And so for me, it was kind of like I looked at it like, this is my give back to the youth, right? going into the educational system. I'm getting older. I can't stand on red carpets forever. I can't hold up the cameras forever. But I start thinking about it like these are replacements. So why not have someone come in from the community who's really doing the real work of it and not just coming in from a knowledge basis, but more of a hands-on basis, and go into school system and help these young storytellers really get into the groove of content creating. And it's been a really great ride. I've been able to help and assist with writing curriculum. I mentor new audiovisual teachers this year, and it's a really cool thing to kind of do, and you see them blossom and grow, and using the slates and seeing their storyboards. It's just really a cool thing to do, and they even come up to me with ideas about things that they want to do and short movies. And some of the students even went out and auditions for some local movie roles, just because in my class I teach hands on. Everything is hands on from first day. So it's a great experience and rewarding too. It's
That's
very
awesome.
rewarding.
That's awesome. The movie community here in Houston is actually pretty strong.
Yeah,
We've been to a few groups that are focused on that local movie scene creation, and there's a lot of really great talent in Houston.
yeah.
So it's very important to keep fostering those younger adults that are coming through, even though we are not old, right?
Well,
Yeah,
we're not old at all, but we have to realize that at one point we're gonna want someone else to kind of take over, and we just kind of sit back and be that head chairman, right, of all things, right?
yeah,
So I just
yeah.
think it's a great experience. And when you talk about the film community, I've been able to work with them. I did a film. I was in a film like 3 years ago, and it was a great experience to be on set and see those things happen. But then it was also kind of cool to sit back and watch other people show their talents on film. It takes a lot of guts to do that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of guts, and I just I get excited about it because I look at how something that I started just as a company to help people start businesses, just the startup phases, how I rolled into marketing and how I rolled into podcasting for me. And then it rolled into radio for me and my team. Then it rolled into television production for me and my team. And I just keep thinking about the evolution and the growth of it. And now, I get to help the youth find their passions and things to help them create a career path. And I just think it's a brilliant thing. I just, that's just my way of, giving back and still serving the community in every capacity.
Yeah, yeah, that is beautiful, and I wanted to thank you for coming on here and sharing what it is that you do with our viewers. It has been amazing as always, and I look forward to having you back on more Let's Talk on Houston City Beat. And to everyone out there that's watched, thank you so much for your time, and I hope that you picked up great tips from Candace because she's amazing. And I also hope you meet her in person soon. Thank you so much from Houston
Thank
City Beat.
you.
I'm Lisbet Newton.